the second War.gov Donald Trump files have been released, and we can't wait to show you the highlights of what's been shared.
Welcome back, everybody. I think the second drop has kind of shook everybody to the core again. It's escalated quite a lot with some of the videos that's dropped. So on this episode, what we're going to do is we've picked out some of our favourites, and we're going to go over them and just kind of do what we normally do, just kind of have a bit of a chat around them. I mean, some of them have got me downright perplexed in the best of ways, really. We've spoke about them for a few weeks, haven't we, Dave? And now we've actually got them. And by the time we're recording this, we're probably about another week away from a potential third drop.
I'm so excited.
It's crazy times.
It is very crazy times, Kyle. I don't think we can go past an episode, though, without going to the news.
It's been quiet, although before we just set off recording, the Disclosure Day trailer dropped last night, and me and Dave have just watched it together. Half tempted, Dave, do you think we just share the last bit and just step through it a little bit?
I think we should.
Because there's some significant things said in it.
Yes. I think we should share it, Kyle. And I'm sure the world will forgive us, and, copyright strike, we ain't monetized anyway, guys. Nah. This is here for sharing, so you guys know that what's going on. That's all we're about. So yeah, we should.
Okay, cool. Well, I'm going to share this now, and we'll step through the audio, but I'm going to pick it up from 2 minutes and 15 in. We're getting the last bit of what a certain director is saying before the big reveal at the end. So I'll play this for about 20 seconds, and then we can have a chat. So 2 minutes 14, actually.
People to know all of this is true.
I'm going to get it out of the way and just say, sweet Jesus.
Yeah.
Get me in front of that film as quick as possible.
I thought I was excited for Mandalorian and Grogu, I'm not going to lie. And I have got tickets to go. I'm more excited for this.
The expression on my face just kind of says it all. I mean, first thing, the big man himself, quite categorically saying there, and I'm going to paraphrase, even though I've watched this about 15 times, I used to think it would be amazing if people were able to see if this was true. I now think it's amazing that we're potentially living through a time where we will see it's true.
Yeah.
Okay. Thoughts?
I mean...
What?
My mind's blown, genuinely. I think somebody at the, with the impact and reach that Steven Spielberg has, to make a statement like that, I kind of feel like we're heading in the right direction. Obviously, Kyle, we talk a lot about people that are maybe quite dismissive of the subject or, don't really get on board.
Yeah.
And I do kind of understand the kind of reticence to want to get on board after so many years of, being branded as the tinfoil hat brigade, for want of a better way to describe the community. And, It wasn't cool. It feels like it's kind of cool now to, support that and kind of be curious about it. I think it's just very compelling. Not only himself talking about it, but also the words and the way that he talks about it. I know you just paraphrased there, Kyle, but when I watched that, and thank you for showing me that. I hadn't seen this yesterday, and Kyle's shared it with me, guys, before we recorded. Like, it gave me goosebumps. That statement at the end that hopefully we'll kind of add into the edit, so you guys get that at the same time. It just gave me chills. Wow.
Yeah. It's I mean, it's long been rumored that Steven Spielberg knows a lot more than what he lets on, and he's put that into his films. I mean, he's been in this subject for years and years and years.
Of
You
course.
obviously cite Close Encounters of the Third Kind as probably, I think Lou Elizondo said it's probably the closest depiction of what this phenomena is that's ever been put to film. You then think about E.T. and the things that he's done with E.T. You've got War of the Worlds.
Yeah.
Obviously, this is him returning to this subject. And everyone, I mean, if you don't know it and if you haven't seen it, he did a TV show, I think it was late 90s, called Taken as well.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's probably one of the best TV shows about this subject, and it kind of spans from Roswell all the way through to like a present day.
Apart from Alf, I'm sorry, just let's not walk past Alf. Absolute classic for
Yeah,
you. Those of you
yeah,
guys that are old enough to remember Alf, peak alien content.
brilliant. I mean, if we're going down that route, we've got Mork and Mindy as well.
Oh,
If you remember that,
Nanu,
people are
Nanu.
going to be watching this going, "What? What?"
You old
Um,
buggers.
like
Yes.
if if you haven't seen Taken, Taken is brilliant, and it touches all of the kind of the subject matter that we're kind of knee deep in. But for
Yeah.
him to say that, while the eyes are on him with the release of this film, quite categorically saying certain things about this, yeah, and then we get the reveal at the end of his the depiction of the alien,
Yeah.
which is just.
It's mind
I mean,
blowing.
it reminds me of the little aliens from Close Encounters of the Third Kind, because people are
Sure.
thinking, is this
Similar,
a
yeah.
potentially unofficial sequel?
Yeah. Maybe. I
It
think.
blew my mind, mate.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think it's blown mine. We've both been tracking the trailers for this coming. We're both excited about the movie coming out and being able to go and watch it and kind of see how it's going to come to life. That's not changed at all. But I think this is, it feels like the kind of mic drop moment for Steven Spielberg around this right now. Going, there you go. And actually, whilst I'm giving you this great kind of movie, let me just add a little bit more spice to it by just explaining my views on the topic. Just wow, wow. I bet nobody's going to
Mm.
call him a tin hat conspiracy theorist. That's for sure.
No, no, definitely not. So I just wanted to talk about that because, like I said, we shared it just before, and I mean,
Yeah,
I think there's a lot of people kind of excited for this, and it's coming at a very coincidental time too.
yeah,
To be honest, it really is with everything that's going on. I've said to you a few times, when you get right with the fact that things are in the sky, you then have to get right with the fact that someone's driving it.
yes.
And I feel like we're now going to push into that. I think that's coming. I
That's
think
the
that's
part.
coming.
That's the part that freaks me out. I'm not going to lie.
I think that's the part which will scare a few people.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Um, wow,
Well, they're not driving themselves, Dave.
that's fair. I'll just say,
They're
yeah,
not.
I probably never think beyond the craft. Yeah, you're
I
right
think
then.
people fall into
Yeah,
those two camps, nuts and bolts of a craft flying around the sky, and then you kind of have to lean into what that means after. And I've always said to you, I'm fascinated with the stuff that goes around in the sky. I'm absolutely fascinated with that. My real love of this is the potential route that this goes once
yeah,
you follow that train of thought when you end up over here on the right hand side of this craft, because you have to then start thinking of, if someone's driving it, how are they driving it? Well, if it's not natural propulsion, there's obviously some exotic technology in there as well.
yeah,
Then you've got the mind over matter element. If you've got the mind over matter element, then you're into the whole consciousness thing. What does that mean? Then you're a stone's throw away from talking about things like religion. That's what is crazy about this subject, mate. Crazy.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
it's like the whole 10 degrees of separation, or whatever that is it? Maybe 7 degrees of
Mm.
separation or something, isn't it? But in the wider kind of universe and world, fascinating.
Hmm. Definitely. Definitely. And when we get to the end, I'll there's something else I can recommend too, and I'll talk about that once we've got through
Great.
what we're going to do next, which is actually talk about the videos that have dropped. Do you want to go first, sir?
I'm happy to. I'm happy to.
Yeah.
Just before we dive into that, though, guys, let us know in the comments, what do you think about that new Steven Spielberg trailer? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Kind of what did you think about the way that he was narrating it? Do encourage you to go over and watch that and share your thoughts back here. Kyle and I would both be delighted to hear from you. And we really appreciate the engagement and just talking to you guys.
Yeah. And just while Dave starts to share his screen, Dave's much better at this YouTube thing than me. I always forget to invite you to collaborate, to talk to us. Consistently forget. He has to remind me. It's not because I'm
That's not
ignorant.
me reminding. It's not me
No,
reminding.
honestly,
We're
brother,
both here. We're
I
both
am
doing it.
ignorant. I always forget. And honestly, guys, because I get overexcited. But way too much
Right.
for my own good. Anyway,
So
we're on to the first one.
we are on to the first one. So this one's 3 minutes 57. It doesn't say where it's recorded. So, but for me, this what basically I've downloaded all of the videos and I've been through them. And I've picked out a bunch, and I know Kyle's also done the same and picked out a bunch. And we just thought we'd come and share these. So I think what I find fascinating about this one is the shape of it is very clearly not a conventional aircraft that's known to our kind of world and population. So this video file ends in 726. Just in case you guys are playing along at the War.gov website, obviously we'll build it into the edit as well. And I think I just find it like the speed of this thing is fascinating. Its movement, like we talked about it last time, Kyle, and you said it, and like show me something doing a right angle turn instantaneous.
Thinking
This has
that.
got it all. And for where we are and kind of where we're kind of watching, like it's literally just done it. It's kind of looped back on itself and it's
Done it,
shut
yeah.
off. It's fascinating. And this one just really stood out to me. There's like the weird trail that's kind of there and then not there. Like that's kind of weird. And obviously you can't really make out its shape, but it's not. I just don't know what it is. We're getting some cloud
It's
coming in.
I'm obviously we're going to share this video along with it, and I'm going to talk quite generic about the video just to make it easy for the viewer to go along with it. What I find interesting about this particular video is the background. Now the background's showing clouds, and because it's showing clouds, you can see it change direction against the backdrop of the clouds. It gives
Yeah,
that point of reference. Some of the turns that this thing's making is it. I think I said to you before we come on, it's like it's dancing.
yeah,
It's so weird. And I did say this, show me the right angle turn, stop showing me grainy footage where things are just moving in just one direction. By God, have they delivered with this 50
yes,
set of videos. I mean, I'm watching it at the moment. It's just gone straight, done a 180 on a dime, come back, and then done the same thing, and then it's done some kind of loop-de-loop maneuver. But the
yeah,
shape of it is so it's like it changes shape because at some points it looks spherical, at some points it looks kind of pear-shaped, and then when it picks up speed, it almost looks like a piece of paper
yeah.
with a curve. It's like flat and square. It,
It's fascinating, isn't it? I don't want to hedge a guess as to what this could be.
it ain't no balloon.
The speed of it, the sheer speed of it, and the way it
Look at that.
accelerates, it's phenomenal. And it's just
It's
going
under.
back on
It looks
itself.
like it's
Like,
under intelligent control.
yeah, agreed.
Do you know the funny thing is about this one? Like, because this was one of the first ones I saw when the drop happened. Do you know when we spoke about the chandelier one and the one
Yeah,
where it looks like it's got a parachute? And that was the most impressive one. I would say a good 60% of this are significantly better than just that, than those kind of visuals. Like
yeah,
the maneuvers that this is making, if you saw that in the sky, if you were looking up and you saw this doing these maneuvers, like this zigzag pattern that it's doing, for example, you, I don't think I'd be able to. I think my jaw would be on the floor.
Yeah, agreed.
I mean, and this is where we're starting.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's great,
Like I've
isn't
got.
it?
I mean, Dave, we asked the question last week. At what point do you have to look at this and go, well, we've been told, mate. Like this is clearly real.
Yeah,
This is a real thing. It's really happening. You've now got Neil deGrasse Tyson all of a sudden turning around and deciding he's the letter of the law when it comes to this subject. If you're watching this, Neil, I know we're quite kind on this channel. Don't have much respect for anything like that after some of the things you've said in the past to people. It's not very nice. And now all of a sudden you've got a book coming out. But at the same time, I'm going to caveat that with an argument backwards, Dave, which is it's nice to see that this is getting in the mainstream because I'm seeing it all over the shop.
yeah, 100%.
Incredible, mate. Absolutely incredible.
So up next, Kyle. Whilst I think that one was good, this one was more fascinating. This giant black orb moving in and out of the clouds. The guys, who were recording it, sharpened it, enhanced it, and have kind of given us a couple of runs. This one blows my mind. What is that?
Well, first things first, I actually saw that last year because that was one of the ones leaked by Jeremy Corbell. He leaked this one, but when he leaked it, you only saw a few seconds, and you didn't see this particular view when it pulls out.
Yeah.
You just saw a couple of seconds up close of it moving. Now, to answer your question directly, that, sir, is a flying saucer.
Yeah, it definitely looks like
that is
one,
what that
that's
is
for sure.
And I'll go one step further. That is a flying saucer hiding in the clouds.
Yeah. And we've seen a lot of footage of objects like this from below, showing up in like lightning flashes and things like that. So I think it's really mind blowing, really, to see that from above, kind of as it's kind of moving in and out.
Yeah.
I mean, what is it? The way that it interacts with the clouds, though, is really interesting.
You see it kind of slowly drift through the clouds, disappear.
Yeah.
I come back to it, mate. That
yeah.
is a flying saucer. That is a flying saucer dipping in and out of the clouds.
Yeah.
I find it incredible. And do you know the thing that I find most incredible about that one? Right at the end, it goes into that dark spot and it doesn't come out.
Yeah. Where did it go?
Rules of momentum.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
It's these ones that get me excited because I think we're actually seeing a flying saucer.
I think this is my favourite.
It's mind blowing. I've got so many favourites in the second drop. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Definitely. It's a contrast to the first drop, that's for sure. And Kyle, you set the challenge. Maybe they responded directly to your challenge. That's what I like to think.
Doubt it.
I mean, I doubt it because we published our episode 1 video after drop 2 had released. But, we'll pretend we had some influence.
Fingers on the pulse over here, guys.
Yeah.
So it's brought up number 3 now, and another. Yeah. Jesus.
So number 3 is an object moving over the water, and it, for me, it looks like it was tumbling, certainly at the start. And then you kind of catch this glimpse of it almost, I don't know if it's reflecting light or it's giving off light, then it seems to almost change shape. I don't know if it was my absolute favourite, but it's very close. I think between the last one we looked at and this one, like, this is what I want to see. I'd like to see it in colour. Could you still see the object in colour? We don't know. We know that we've had issues with the other footage where they've changed the camera lens and you couldn't even see the object was there. So they're clearly, whoever's making the recordings, are clearly aware that they've got to be on a certain camera filter, camera lens, to be able to even observe these objects as they're kind of moving around and interacting. I think that's what stands out the most for me, Kyle. What about you?
Well, first thing, if anybody's watched Sleeping Dog, Jeremy Corbell, who's obviously he's so close to everything that goes off with these files getting released. What he always says is they keep the footage for all the different lenses that these different platforms use. The color 4K footage naturally has a smaller group of people that has control over that proper image. As you go down in quality, there's more people around that, which means that the leaks are a little bit easier to do because the implication doesn't point its finger. Because if you're one of 50 and you release a piece of footage, the guess is you are one of 50 people. But if you're one of three people who see the full color version,
Yeah,
you're much easily able to identify the person that's done it.
yeah, of
That
course.
being said, the issue that we've always said is it's grainy stuff. It's not doing anything exciting. It could be a balloon. It could be this. It could be that. This is another example. It's moving at pace in one singular direction. If
Yeah,
that was one of the normal videos from the first release, I'd be like, it's a bit naff. It's not really showing us anything. Well, Dave, you've already covered it. It looks like it changes shape probably about three times.
yeah,
The interesting point for me is when it grows, it it it's almost like it's emitting light.
yeah.
You see beams come out of it before it kind of shrinks and then changes shape again. Look, just and then the
Yeah.
flash that it does,
It is
and then it
like
breaks
it's
apart.
opening itself, isn't it? It's really
It's
strange to see.
insane.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
insane. I,
What is it?
I just could watch it all day. Well,
Yeah,
it's clearly a UFO for sure. I don't know, man. Like this, they obviously they always say that the black triangles is something that's the easiest way to probably determine whether it's of human origin or not. This ain't no triangle.
no.
This is something that's changing shape. It's warping. I mean, some of the things it's doing right now is mental. It's absolutely crazy. Look at it go. It's for this second drop is phenomenal. And I know there'll be naysayers out there, it's a psyop and all that stuff. Yeah, I don't doubt there's some of this stuff that's probably a little bit more kind of suspect, but there's a lot of stuff in here that is the stuff that people have been asking for. Show me something doing things you can't explain. Well, we got
Yeah,
that in bucketfuls.
which I think that's the understatement of UFO
I'm
drop number
just.
two. Um, right, I'm diving straight back in. We're going to my fourth video, so I think I've chosen six. Now this one's a shorter clip. It's only 38 seconds. It's recording at 8 times speed, but I think whilst I love the last one, I quite like this one too. I think the shape is so irregular, kind of gives me vibes of what we've just been looking at as well, and it looks like it's
Mm,
changing shape. What do you think about this one?
what is it?
I
Just
mean, it
what
looks
is
like a
it?
hedgehog
Is it
labelled its back
alive?
to me.
Do you know what? Now you've said that, I can't unsee it. Like it's flying like that. Ah! But
Yeah.
it looks a lot, and there's a theme here because I know you're going to be sharing one again very, very
Yep.
shortly. These things look alive.
Yeah. Yeah.
How crazy is that?
Yeah. So obviously we've just
I'm
covered the 38-second clip and it's gone really fast. This is the full normal speed. Like, and this is nearly 10 minutes of footage. We might not put all this in the edit, guys, but you can find the video. We can always drop the video file reference numbers for the ones that we've covered, and I'll share those with Kyle. So he's not going to do the legwork for that because I've got them all captured here. And then you guys can go off and find these on the War.gov website yourselves. And do drop us a comment. Let us know, what do you think they are like. How do you feel about it? How do you feel about drop two more generally? I think seeing it slowed down, I think I get less of that kind of hedgehog vibe, right? But
mm,
it still gives vibes of the last video that we've just watched, where it was over the water, traveling really fast, and it looked like it was kind of pulsing in and out. This is like, to me, this looks like the thing when it was opened. for want of a better way
What are
to
you
describe it.
noticing? Are you noticing what it's flying past?
Yeah,
Wind turbines.
yeah. It looks like it's over the water,
So it's
doesn't it?
out in the yeah, yeah. I mean, I've got. I mean, I, I kind of have an element of theory to put, but I want to wait for a video I know you're sharing.
Yeah,
But it comes back to the nature of what these things potentially are, and it's funny because like in the last four videos we've seen things that have changed shape, that are pulsing. The
yeah,
pulsing one, you can't help to think, is that some kind of representation of something like the boogosphere? We've
yeah.
seen
Of course.
we've seen for me a flying saucer hiding in the bloody clouds. Like we've got different things here. There are
Yeah.
different things all at play. I mean, that looks like a person at this point. When you get to 2 minutes 47,
Yeah.
how it's moving, it's it, it has humanoid qualities to it.
I I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it that they're finally giving us some of this content after years of, kind of grainy footage, people not really giving an awful lot of detail. Um, I think it's great to get these things from these kind of platforms where they're tracking them. They've just got much more sophisticated lenses and technology. They're able to track it. Obviously, us as humans, us mere mortals, we're just kind of stood at one point in time, without a phone out, and we'll get, this brief glimpse. The guys that are lucky enough to be doing this are chasing them and following them and panning a camera at them. Like,
I'll say it before you move on. We would probably need to start getting comfortable with having more conversations about the pilots of these things because I think we're getting to the point now where we're going to start to be seeing some pretty crazy things. I think it's coming,
yeah.
and I'm
And
here
if
for it.
not, does it beg the question as to whether it's a vehicle or whether it's a thing?
I
And
think
that's
yeah.
another lens,
Do you
right?
know what though? I think we're probably seeing different different things. I think some things you could probably categorize as an object and a vehicle of sorts
Yeah,
from our probably our concepts of what a vehicle is. I think we're also probably seeing
yeah,
something that might not be an inanimate object,
yeah,
which sounds it does sound insane saying it,
yeah.
um, but still,
Now,
I love
I'm
this one.
moving on to the next one. Now, this one I love just because it gives you some real reference. Like, there's one with a boat that I did quite like, but I had to be selective about what I put forward so I didn't kill Kyle's time with like a monolithic edit. He'll still have quite a tough one, but like we're just trying to strike a balance, yeah. But this one was just a kind of wow moment for me, I think, and you guys will see why. This is only a 49-second clip, so we see the camera panning between two kind of conventional aeroplanes traveling, and then this thing just comes out of nowhere and overtakes it like it stood still. Love it.
David,
Yes,
that's a tic-tac, mate.
it is a tic-tac, and it's a very fast-moving tic-tac.
Uh, this is what I think is absolutely amazing about this drop. There's
Yeah,
cigar shapes, there's tic-tacs, there's discs, there's anamorphous.
yeah,
There looks like there's orbs.
yeah.
I feel like from the menu of UAP, we've been given a little tasting menu, and it tastes glorious. It just blows my
I love
mind.
that.
It's such a weird feeling, this, to have really down to my core, and I'm sure you feel the same, to have. I know you always say we're curious about it. I've always felt that this is real. You've had your own experiences where you've kind of come away going, there's something more to what's going off within our world. And then you see this and you go, the consensus of the mainstream view of this thing is significantly shifting to the point where this is real. These
Yeah,
things are operating and they are doing things that we don't understand. It's
yeah,
the biggest, I just talking out loud, this is the most significant thing to happen being a human. End of.
yeah,
There's only one way you top it, and
yeah.
that's answering the question what happens when you die.
So I think next we have a look at this one. So Kyle and I have been chatting about this one for a little while. He shared this with me. We've kind of watched it, and I've come back and watched it a number of times. So this one is for about 5 minutes, but it's 5 minutes of footage where, for me, I just couldn't stop watching. And Kyle, I'll bring you in to kind of talk about it. I think we've been sharing a lot of this stuff over the week, but this is the one that's probably hit hardest out of all of the footage in terms of the way this object behaves. We'd love to hear your thoughts, guys. If you're watching, just drop us a comment. Let us know what you think this one is. But Kyle, what do you think about this? I know this one gets you really excited.
Well, this was the one that got leaked on Sleeping Dog. This is the
Yeah,
one. If you've watched Sleeping Dog, anybody that's watching this has watched it. There's a scene in it where Jeremy Corbell excavates a cache in the desert that is hidden, and it has a USB stick. And within it, you see multiple different files that raise a few eyebrows that he's clearly got footage of. And he opens this file. Now, on the show, he has a color version, not a black and white version.
okay,
And I sent this to you. I recorded
you
it
did.
and I
Yeah,
sent it to you because I'm gonna try not to go full bore woo here. But there's a point that we're reaching to. What's the current timestamp on this,
so we're
Dave?
at
We're at 1 minute.
1:45.
So around 1:45, the camera zooms in and it tracks this object and it looks as though it's got something dropping down from the bottom. But as it moves, it kind of has something behind it that moves or
Yeah,
shrinks and moves around it. Now, I'm gonna sound, just bear with me. It looks like it's got wings.
it does.
Look, I mean, and then what's the timestamp here, mate?
So we're at 2:24 as it jumps into another level of zoom. And I think this really kind of makes it look how you've just described there, like wings, Kyle, for sure.
And it's growing like a leg or it's moving. It looks alive. It looks alive.
Have you seen How to Train Your Dragon? Looks like a dragon. Long
That
tail.
bit there. That bit
Yeah,
there. It looks, now I'm gonna say it at this bit here. It looks like an angel.
yeah.
3 minutes.
3 minutes dead.
I am, look, I'm not saying it to cause any knee-jerk
No,
response from anybody seeing this, but that is what it looks like. And now we're zoomed in again, and then it does something in a second, which when I first saw it, it blew my mind because it zooms in, and then what we see is instantaneous acceleration
yeah.
as
And
it
it's
gets a
already
hard.
going fast. It's already going
It gets
fast.
a There's a hard lock on it by
Yep.
whatever's tracking it, and then it disappears. There you go.
Yeah.
Bye.
I think the way that it, it's almost like it knows it's being tracked, and then it goes, actually,
Yeah.
come on then, keep up.
It's like it's putting on a show.
Yeah,
It's and obviously it finds it again, retracts it. Uh, this one,
yeah. What is it? Doesn't
it
look like a
it
Boeing.
looks it doesn't. I mean, look at it's changing shape.
Yeah,
It looks alive.
yeah.
I don't I I don't know what to say to this.
I think if you look here, it's almost like it's got, I don't know, like a, I want to use the word force field.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, there's a view in this topic about what the Bible is,
Yep.
and I've always tried to look at religious text as something that was written within a time that it's like when you're creating anything, you compare what you're seeing. If you don't understand it, you compare it to what has relevance at any particular time.
Yep.
And the people that believe that the Bible is just a big collection of UFO stories, if
Yes.
you saw that two,
Yep.
3,000 years ago, what are you thinking?
Of
You are
course.
thinking that
It's a god. Yeah.
that's what you're going to think, right?
Yeah. That
I,
that definitely leans in a similar place to where I kind of would personally theorize when I think about these things. I've always thought it would like the Egyptian stuff, and I know, Kyle, we've touched on Egyptology
yeah.
on the channel before, and I think there's a number of the kind of hieroglyphs where you've seen that sort of thing. And you could ask some interesting questions. Obviously, it's very ancient text, so all we can do is interpret it. But I don't take a dissimilar stance when it comes to, and definitely for anybody
Mm.
that's watching, if you do follow religion, totally fine. We're not dismissing any of those beliefs. We're just talking about kind of, there's a theory that says that could be an explanation for why that story, or some of the activity that happened within the story took place. Somebody being able to heal somebody being able to rise from the dead,
Mhm.
or whatever of those kind of key story plot lines kind of play out.
Anyway, so I'm respectful of a religion, but I've said this
Yep.
to you on a one-to-one before that for me, I've become more spiritual the more I've got into this topic,
Yep.
which is probably strange for people to hear, but I just have. I've got to the point now where I look at it and
Yep.
think there is more to life. Pretty much probably because of the topic I was saying before, that when you follow this to its conclusion at the end, it always leads me to think there's something more to life.
Yeah.
Um, I see that and I see what that does. And it actually puts more credence in probably what people saw in the past. It, I actually don't discount it. I actually say it puts more evidence towards the things that were written down.
Sure.
Weirdly, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's just a personal view.
That's all good. Thank you for
Um,
sharing that.
you picked some beauties. I've got five to share, and it's just like the hits just keep on coming. So the first one that I've got is a short one. It's 9 seconds long.
Yep.
Um, I'll just play it and we can talk. But in short, if you're watching along, what you're seeing before I hit play is, and I'll play now, is three boats traveling across the ocean and something overtakes them. Now, before I'll bring you in, mate, I'm just going to keep playing this over and over again. It's as big as the boats.
Yep.
It's as big
Yeah.
as the boats. It's clearly hovering over the water because you can see a shadow.
Yep.
It has no wake in the water.
Yep. I love this one. I nearly picked this one myself.
Okay, so we're
Yep.
on to the
Cool.
second one now, Dave, that I've got. And again, it's only 17 seconds, so I'm going to play this out and then I'll just repeat it. You're going to know which one this is as soon as you see it. So this is another one which. So, 17 seconds, and what we see is a recording from an airfield. Um, I think it says Karanganda. I've got no idea what that is. Kazakhstan, even. I'm just reading
Yeah.
now. Kazakhstan.
Oh,
And it's very, very short. It's at night, but what you see is some beams of light through the sky, and something appears just there.
I love this one. I nearly picked this one too. And this is the problem. Drop 2, mind blowing, completely different to drop 1. Now, I think the thing that stands out for me with this, Kyle, and we talked about it last time, we want colour footage, we want sound, we want all of that coming together. With that particular one that you've just shared, it's full sound, it's full colour, albeit at night, so it is somewhat like, it's harder to see, but it's not black and white. It's there, it's colour, you're seeing the coloration of the light and stuff. You're getting the sound, you're getting the contrast against the ground, what's going on, you're getting the kind of context of the situation. I think that's one of the most compelling ones. I appreciate we don't see it any more than that kind of big glowing light, but the fact it's released here, that's not just a star, the moon, a searchlight or something. You know what I mean?
It's funny because of what you just said there. It's not the moon, it's not a star. Because it's not. Something is casting light in the night sky.
Yeah.
You can't see any mountains, granted. The interesting thing is if you
No.
ever see the moon doing that, there's normally cloud cover and the light's reflecting off cloud. But what's significant about this is the light is already there, and then the point of light appears after. It pops out.
Yeah.
At 9 seconds, it
Yeah.
kind of just appears. And it's flat. It's not a star, it's not the moon. You can't see anything shrouding the bottom because there's light there too.
Yeah.
I mean, the video is 17 seconds, but I think you actually only see something for about 10 seconds.
Yeah.
So it's very short. There's clearly more footage of this. I
Yeah.
adore that one. And people would look at that and go, well,
Yeah.
that could be anything. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, but they've released it for a reason.
Yeah.
The shape of it doesn't look like the moon. The shape of it doesn't look like a star. It's clearly over an Air Force base in the Middle East.
Yeah.
I really like that one.
Love it.
Okay,
So we're
so
building up. Number 1, fast moving boats. Number 2, Airfield, full colour, full audio. Love it. I can't wait for number 3, because if we're building up from that point, we've got some explosive videos to come.
now number 3 for me, I was astounded because of various different things with this. So I'll play it. It's 4 minutes 51. You see something after 3 seconds move across right to left, and then the camera pans to catch it up. I think this has
Yeah.
been roughly called a fast mover. The camera
Yeah.
pans back as it tries to find it, and then it zooms back in, and it reappears at about 27 seconds through till 2 minutes. So as we're talking, it's kind of looking for it, and then it zooms in, you can see it again. Now, I think it zooms in again, but this thing is moving quick, and it's moving across a mountainside. That ain't no plane. It isn't a balloon. It's dark. It looks saucer shaped.
Yeah.
There's no vapor trail. And another thing, this is a color HD video. You can see the lines of the mountain range.
Yeah.
It's just another one that I really, really love that we're finally seeing things that isn't black and white and grainy image. And you can see this thing trying to keep up with it. Like, for me, the color of it as well, it's black. If that was a plane, number one, it wouldn't be that low.
Sure.
And it wouldn't be black. And it wouldn't look round.
No.
I love this one. you only get 2 minutes of it actually on the actual subject matter, but you can see now it's zoomed in, and this is at 1 minute 41, and you can see more about the ship. And do you remember when you said about the other one tumbling? This one's almost
Yeah,
doing the same thing. It's kind of tumbling and
yeah.
rotating, and you can see it's got flat edges.
Yeah. That's what stood out for me when I first watched this one, Kyle. Obviously, we were on a different topic, a different subject, as this had just dropped. We were chatting about something else, and I was watching these in the background, just in the run up to kind of undertaking that other stuff. And this was one that I'd watched, and you could see the tumbling. I was like, wow, this is really good. So it's great that you pulled this one out, and I was not wrong, guys. They just keep getting better. These are the heavy hitters. Let us know in the comments. What's your favourite so far? What do you think's just a weather balloon? Maybe you think not. Be
Okay,
interested to know.
number four for me, 34 seconds long. Now, I found this really interesting. It can't seem to focus on the object. It's clearly traveling over water, but it's color again. And you actually see
Yeah,
initially you see the blue of the ocean as it changes filter, but it starts to
yeah.
glow. But what I really like, it looks as though there's two, and it also
Looks like
looks
it
like.
splits almost, doesn't it?
And
Wow.
can you see the reflection on the water?
Yeah,
It's reflecting on the water, or it's got something in the water. You can see it pans out, and then it goes looking for it
yeah.
again, and then it finds it, and you can see it's struggling to keep up. It's
I
such
love
a.
that.
I'll play that again
Yeah,
and kind of ask you for your thoughts on that. Like the initial bit when it's color and it zooms in, it's not a bit, the reflection discounts quite a lot of stuff for me. It's also looking like it's shining light. What do you think?
yeah. I think this one's really compelling. I think I love the way it's almost dancing across the
Mm,
water. Um, I think the reflection of the light source, whatever that might be, against the water, just adds another kind of layer of depth.
yeah.
I would not, by any stretch of the imagination, go, oh, that's fake. It's a hoax or whatever. I'm looking at it with curiosity. I have no idea what it is, but I've got no idea what any of the stuff that we've looked at so far today is. I love it. I love it. It's a shame it's cut off and they can't seem to kind of keep up, but maybe that's evidence in itself.
Mm. Now the final one I've got for you might not look very significant, but there's a part of it that I was just kind of mesmerized by.
Yeah,
Um, and it starts at about 46 seconds. So it's tracking an object,
yeah,
but then at 46 seconds, it makes a friend, and they start moving everywhere, and they go in different directions. And you can see that the camera guy's trying to keep up because they're both doing independent things, and
yeah,
he's trying to keep a view on what these things are. And this, while this is similar to probably I would say what drop one is, if you keep a view, because in the background you can see what I'm assuming is the ocean moving
yeah,
in a normal pattern, right to left, and you see it do things like that at
yeah,
around 1 minute 15, and then the second one comes back in, and they
yeah,
start making independent turns and doing like you see that one go right to left while that one's still going left to right,
yeah,
and the camera is kind of still following it, and then you see that one there, and it's just zipping around. And I think this comes back to where we started with this when we started to show your first videos. I said, show me right angle turns, instantaneous acceleration. Show me things where you aren't just looking at one item. Show me where you've got two chasing each other like that you just saw there. They are chasing each other around 2 minutes. And while you can't see as much detail as you could on the previous videos, for
yeah.
me, this point, right at 2 minutes, I just love it. and you'll see them. You can see them chasing each other,
Yeah.
and they're kind of deviating in different ways, and you can see them just.
Yeah.
I love this one.
It's almost like they're mimicking each other, but for
Yeah,
the rest of the time they're not.
I just love this one because they're just doing their own thing.
Yeah.
You'll see a second one coming in a second, and you can see it zooming. Look, you see it. See it coming from the left to the right.
The speed.
I like I said, it's very similar to some of the like you've got one up there, one down there. It's very similar to the first drop where you've got the grainy image, but I think it's showing exactly the things I wanted to, and you can see it just keeps coming back. So we're probably coming towards the end because we've shared some videos with you guys. Dave, what do you think? Where do you think this is going next?
I think we're going to get even more. I think we're going to get more colour. I think we're going to get more detail. I think we're going to start seeing it. I think the additional layer beyond the original, like drop 1 versus drop 2. If I was going to put a percentile improvement, you're probably 70% improved over what we saw in drop 1 to drop 2. If we get another jump of 70% improvement, we're at 4K, 1080p at minimum. Fast moving, colour, seeing it through filters, seeing it without filters type stuff. Maybe night vision, maybe looking at other locations, maybe the moon, maybe other planets. It's going to be interesting to start seeing that stuff. I think there's another video, Kyle, that is a bit of a, what would I say? Is it a
I know what you're
smoking
going to
gun
say.
or is it mind blowing?
Do you have it to hand? Because I
I
think I
do
was
have it
supposed to
to
do
hand.
it. Yeah, share it.
Should we watch it?
Yeah. Because
Let's watch
I
it.
know I should have, and I think my computer's just playing silly buggers on me, and I realised as I was going through
That's
that last one.
absolutely fine. So we will close on this video, guys. I think because it's probably a good place to sum it up.
There's
This
a
one's
few
only
things I feel
47
about
seconds.
this.
Yeah. So I'm going to kick it off. It's kind of black screen for a few seconds, and then you'll see what happens. I'm just not going to talk over this one. I want you guys to make your mind up and drop a comment. What do you think this is? I have no words.
Whatever it was, they shot it straight out of the sky.
Yeah.
I think what people might think looking at that one, if I put my normie hat on, I think people will think because of the shape it looks like a balloon. If you just pause it there, keep it there, just before it
Yep.
explodes, people will think it's a balloon. And I will try and
Yep.
pause it at this point when I do the edit. For me, when you look at it, there's something in the middle. There's a dark spot in the middle. And this is obviously using
Yeah.
infrared. So it's picking up on different gradients, probably different temperatures, different light being emitted from it. It almost looks like a tadpole.
Yeah.
And I can understand why people would look at this and say it looks like a balloon. Why would they shoot a missile at a balloon? Millions and millions of pounds for a missile.
Yep.
That's how much it costs.
Yep. 100%.
Trained observers using these platforms. I'm going somewhere
Yep.
with this. I'm going somewhere with this. Trained observers, they'll know what a balloon is. They've been trained to understand what a balloon is. So someone then makes a decision, whatever that is, it's encroaching on airspace, shoot it down. So then loading a missile that costs them millions and millions of dollars to shoot it down. So it isn't a balloon. What we've potentially seen here that they've released is something being killed, and it makes me feel a little bit sad, if I'm honest.
Mm.
Hopefully, it's a drone, like some kind of drone. I mean that shot there. Just go back that frame. Look at that.
Yeah. I think it's strange. Like, we've talked about this a number of times over the past week, Kyle. We knew that we were coming in to edit this and kind of record this video for you guys. I think, and I've already said this to you, like, I don't know, 3 or 4 days ago. Like, when I look at that, is it a missile? Because I don't know. It almost looks like karate chop. And I think
Hmm.
that was exactly how I said it to you,
Hmm.
wasn't it? It was almost like, what is it? And then, what is the thing that's interacting with it in the way that, it almost looks to explode? Is that a missile? I mean,
Hmm. I
maybe
think
it
the
is a
shot.
missile. And yeah, but whatever the thing is that's interacted with them to cause that is clearly not healthy.
No, no.
Because it's just blown to smithereens. And you see the debris of whatever it is kind of just heading down, I guess, with gravity.
And that's another thing for me. Like the amount of debris it creates, it isn't a balloon. So if it's not a balloon and it's exploding, some ordnance has hit it. Someone has made a decision to shoot it out of the sky. Um, Quite an aggressive approach for something that we do not understand. And I get it. You've got to protect airspace and everything else. I get it. I do get it. Um, Hopefully this continues to go where we hope it goes. I think people are starting to get excited. People are saying that we're actually going to start to see some of the occupants maybe release 3, maybe release 4. That's when we're into some crazy stuff. If we
Oh,
actually
that's what we're
start to
excited for.
see, that's where I think we end up in a position where the mainstream people start to unwittingly come along with this conversation.
Yeah. And I know, Kyle, you mentioned that mainstream media were starting to pick up the conversation. You'd seen some broadcast channels on social media starting to pick up the conversation. So I hope we start seeing that so it becomes less taboo and people start talking about this, because I think
Yeah,
currently we are still living the capitalism game where, we're all in the kind of corporate world, living and breathing corporations forever without any kind of thought that maybe there's something more. This
yeah.
might force that conversation.
Look, go back to where we started with this when we shared the video. If you watch that entire trailer, not just the final part, what he says is he hopes that this is something that brings the world together. And we've said this before that
Yeah,
this should be the topic that
yeah,
stops look, we capitalism. You're gonna have. I don't like to get political. I think we've all got different opinions on various things, and that makes it quite an interesting place to live this planet. Um, we living in a capitalist society. It kind of goes with I think the nature of we don't have abundant resources. It's just partly to do
it's true.
with the planet that we're on. What this could do is bring us together and be a little bit more understanding that we are all on quite a big UFO. We're traveling through space, like we are in essence space people
I
ourselves.
love that.
The Earth is a giant UFO. We are hurtling through space at thousands and millions of miles per hour. Who knows where we're going? We are traveling around the sun, but ultimately we're all here together.
Yeah,
Maybe this makes us a little bit kinder to
yeah,
wherever you land on various different spectrums of the world. We shouldn't be the same. If we were all the same, this would be a boring planet to live on. This should bring us together and should have a more unified approach to how we live out our lives. And that's what I hope it will be. I think we're approaching that moment, mate. I think we're getting to the moment where this is no longer going to be a taboo subject. I mentioned Neil deGrasse Tyson. He's switched camps. I think that's an element of where we're potentially going with this now. So hopefully the momentum keeps up. We see some crazy, crazy stuff in the next few drops. And from there, let's see what we're talking about in a couple of weeks, brother.
I'm excited already.
Me, man.
Okay. On that point, that's a good place to end.
Can I give a shout out before I do? Before we just jump into this? Of course. I mentioned about something I wanted to shout out. So if you're into this subject, Dave knows this. There's a gent called Dave Paulides who does Missing 411. I've been watching some of his videos recently. He's been on Joe Rogan recently, but he's noticing a significant drop-off on his views. YouTube seems to be throttling him. If you're into this subject, I highly recommend you go and watch his Missing series. It is very much about people going missing in the wilderness, but it also explores some of the things that we talk about too. Highly recommend it. Highly recommend it.
And I'll just say, that is available on YouTube. It's available with ads. It was in my algorithm last night. Kyle, I've saved it to my watch later, so I will be catching up on that. It was just over an hour's worth of content. Do give it a watch. Kyle's raved about it. I'm going to watch it as well. So like I say, I've got it saved to my watch later. So when I get a bit of time over the weekend, I'll be popping that on and looking forward to it already. Cool. Great. Good shout out, Kyle, and well remembered. So with that, guys, what did you think about Drop 2? Was there any that you wanted us to cover that we haven't talked about? Let us know in the comments down below. Make sure you subscribe so you can join in and grow our community. We are aiming to get to 200 subscribers by the end of the year. Not many, but let's start to grow that community. So help us on that journey. It really helps out the channel, and just drop a little subscribe button press below. And if you enjoyed it and you enjoyed our bants, drop us a like. Let us know. If you want us to talk less, let us know. Any engagement helps out the channel, so please do let us know. And as always, we'll drop the email address down below. We want to hear from you guys. Have you got any stories and experiences? Send us an email. I check it weekly, as I've touched upon. Still no emails, so please don't be shy. Do drop an email if you've got an experience. We won't call you out by name. Obviously, we'll just work with you to understand the right way to share your story.
Unless you want us to call your name out. And I'm okay with that.
Of course.
I'll sign us off then, Dave. Do everything that Dave's just said. All of it. Do it all and more. I'm missing you already. We'll see you soon. I miss you.
We'll see you next time.
See you next week. Have a good one. Bye!